Hello, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, KingMo. It's your girl, KingMo. I told y'all I was coming back, so I'm coming back. Um, and this is Glow with Mo. I'm trying to record horizontally, so yeah, I'm trying to record horizontally, so excuse me. But yeah, just trying to get the position right. Am I in the frame? Hey, y'all. I'm just coming on here to chop it up with y'all. I'm not gonna be on here for too long. I'm giving myself a limit because it's late and my sinuses start to act up even worse at night. That's why I've been trying to get on here at night, but I've been having really bad sinus issues, y'all, and headaches. And so being on and it gets even worse at night. So y'all know how that is when you get like sinus pressure or when you get sick or whatever. So at night is when it wants to start acting crazy. That's what's been happening to me. So that's why I haven't really been trying to be on here at night. And it's a school night, y'all. It's a school night. So sometimes I be ready to get in that bed, okay? Because I got to be up in the morning and deal with these children and stuff. You know what I mean? So, but just let y'all know my thought process because I want to chop it up with you. I went live earlier on YouTube and I was like, I feel like I got more traffic, I got more traffic during the evening time. So it seems like YouTube is a little bit more for the nighttime for us, working people getting off of work and relaxing. Hey, King Grayson, how you doing? Let me pull the chat up so I can see it a little bit better on the big screen. Okay. Big screen. Okay. There we go. There we go. How you do? You know your wife material? Really, darling? Sometimes only, I think only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I feel like I'm wife material. The other days it can get a little rocky. Hey, Shakori. I told you I was coming back on. I almost didn't. I almost was like, I'm going to bed. But I was like, no, I'm going to come back on because I want to talk to my people. For real, for real. I appreciate it. What you mean, for real, for real? Like you're asking me or you're saying for real, for real? I'm wife material, but I don't cook and I don't clean. So what does that mean? Am I still wife material if I don't cook and I don't clean? Well, let's not say clean because I clean. That's crazy. But what about cooking? What if I don't cook? Am I still wife material? Am I still wifey material? Oh, you're telling me. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Come on in, y'all. My name is KingMo. Shakori laughing at me. My name is KingMo. Let me see. What was he saying? You playing? Look like you cook and clean. I don't cook. I don't clean. I clean, y'all. I'm not dirty. Let me not say I don't clean because that's crazy. But cook, I don't cook. Everybody does their own laundry. All right now. Last night, you know what I had for dinner? Cereal. So if you want to have cereal for dinner from time to time, then go ahead. I'm your wife. I'm your queen to be. He said, wow. Do you cook? Men cook. That's not a thing, though. Men cook. Men cook now. Hey, Legacy Dream. Oh, Legacy Dream's throwing up. Legacy Dream is disgusted. But you cook sometimes, though. No, it's 2025. Men are cooking. Why do I need to be able to cook? Yep, but why do you go by KingMo? Are you a fan of Texas rapper Big Mo? No. Mo is my name. Mo is my name. That is my name. I know how to do a little something, something. Okay, okay. So you know how to do a little something, something. All right, that's important. We grown. Men are cooking. On TikTok, I have a lot of men that cook and they're chefs and all that stuff. There's a lot of men that are chefs. They be going on there. They be talking about they're gonna cook me a meal. I'm like, where do I sign up? I'll send you my food allergies and intolerances. I'll send you what I can't eat, and you hook it up. I'll be on the couch watching a movie, waiting with my knife and my fork. He said, I know you know how to do a little something. Why? But I asked you this. I asked you, King Grayson, am I still wifey material if I don't know how to cook? Or if I don't cook? You don't like the cook, or you just don't know how to do it? I'm asking you, am I still wifey material? Because you came on here, you told me I was wifey material, honey. And so I'm asking, am I still wifey material if I don't cook? I guess you would have to make me feel really good. I don't even know what that means. That could mean so many things. So is that a yes or a no? I'm looking on the big screen at the if you guys see me looking to the side, it's because I'm also looking at the chat on the big screen, so I don't have to be looking at my phone, squinting, trying to look at what y'all saying. I could do the cooking, but do you clean? I do. I don't want to say I don't cook, I don't clean. I was just quoting Cardi B, but saying I don't clean sounds crazy. I'm a grown woman. I live alone. Of course, I clean. I don't live in filth. Oh, of course. Okay. I'm just asking. Because I didn't, sometimes I just feel, in which we always say, does cooking have to do with anything with being a good wife? Does cooking equate to being a good wife? So that's interesting. But Antonio said he does the cooking. He can do the cooking. So, kudos to Antonio. Antonio, you're from Texas? Oh, y'all are all in my business in the background. So I can look at your home and see you clean. Yes, I clean. I cleans. You're from Georgia? Oh, okay. Georgia in the building? My mother's side of the family's from Georgia. They're from Augusta, Georgia. Shout out to Georgia. He said, are you a fan of the Texas rapper Big Mo? Mo is it's a hard name to have because sometimes when you hear the name Mo, you think of some like big man, big black man. You know what I mean? Think of some big black man. That maybe he went to jail, maybe he didn't. He might have. Most likely he did. But that's my name. That's my name. And I don't spell it M-O-E. See, I think that the male version of Mo spells it M-O-E. I spell it M-O. I don't put that E on there. That E makes it masculine. That's what makes it masculine. You know what I mean? Just M-O. That's it. So earlier I went live. Sorry on my sinuses. Earlier I went live and it seems like in the night it feels better to go on here at night. But y'all gotta give me some grace, y'all. Cause this is when I start to die out. This is when I'm ready to curl up in the bed. So I won't be on here every night for YouTube going live. I won't be doing that. But sometimes I go on in the morning. So if you are up in the morning, check me out. Check to see if I go live. I've been going live in the morning too. I am more of a morning person, y'all. Even though I do be up at night. I do be up at night. But I'm more of a morning person when it comes to interacting with people. My night times are for me. It's best to catch us on the weekends. Yeah. So maybe I'm gonna try to figure out. I'm gonna figure out when it's the best time for me to go and what days and times. But anyways, no. Even if I don't go live all the time, I will be uploading content for you guys. So you can always check that out as well. But I think I am enjoying going live on YouTube. It's I'm getting positive energy from this place, from this platform. So yeah, I'm going to try to do it that way. I'll see a schedule. I know I have to get on here live so I could just build this platform, honey, as best as I can. But you'll always see something. I'm patting myself on the back. I've been a lot better with uploading on to YouTube. At first, I was neglecting you guys. I was neglecting my YouTube platform, but I don't know why. I'm gonna say I was neglecting. Yeah, I'll take ownership. I was neglecting my YouTube. Now I'm like, okay, let's get to it. I was too much on TikTok. But make sure you guys check out some of my latest videos. I have some videos already up there. My last live, we didn't really talk about much. I think we talked about Irv Gotti a little bit and just saying he passed away and stuff like that. But I just decided to get off because it was, I think it was just too early to be on live. And I don't want to waste y'all time. Because I would have never thought that, Irv Gotti passing away. And I was looking at a lot of people, and he did contribute a lot to music. He did contribute a lot to music. I forgot he was, he was the one that but he gave us DMX's first album, is what I was told. And I love me some DMX. RIP to DMX too. I love some DMX. So, RIP to Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti. think my chat is delayed. I gotta figure that out. I think the chat is delayed a little bit. He said, "Of course you are gorgeous." Who was it that wrote in on my post? RP Irv, RP DMX, and RP Big Mo. Oh, I don't know who Big Mo is. Well, yeah, that's all bad. He was a young man. Who, Irv Gotti? Yeah, he's only in his 50s, you know? We have to really take care of ourselves. Me? I guess it was something to do with his diabetes and he had a stroke and stuff like that. It's tough, and we see people not taking care of their health, and I say sometimes people will really choose, and I'm off of Irv Gotti now. I'm not talking about him right now because he's fresh. He just passed, and he's got kids mourning and all that stuff. I don't want to be talking about Irv right now, but I'm just talking about taking care of ourselves and our health, and we have to do better, because some people will, instead of saying, okay, I'm not gonna eat red meat every day, or I'm gonna eat red meat every once in a while, or I'm going to not drink every weekend, or whatever it is. I'm not gonna drink every day. People will sacrifice their health. Oh yeah, I respond to you. I respond to your text. I mean your comments on your video on my shorts. People will sacrifice their health. And it's very scary. And when we talk about addictions, it's like addictions to food, addictions to certain things. It's just you have to take care of your body differently. You have to take care of your body differently the older you get. You can't do the same things that you was doing. You can't be using all that salt. You can't be using all these certain things. You can't do it anymore. And some people are so stubborn. Some people are so stubborn. But yeah, I did see your comments on my shorts. I try to comment or respond to everybody that comments on my shorts, or at least like everything that people say. Liquor, food, drugs, whatever it is, that shit is not good for the human body. It's not. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying anything's wrong with having a drink from time to time. I'm not saying that. But all the time, every day. And like I keep saying, during the pandemic, a lot of young people fell victim to heavy drinking. A lot of people got into heavy drinking during the pandemic. Because people were just stuck in the house. And so you have a lot of young people who are excessively drinking now. I don't think people realize that. How much our culture has now been centered around alcohol consumption. Has anybody ever noticed that? Social media is all about alcohol. A lot of times it's about alcohol consumption. Well, it was. It's changing, but people popping bottles, people, posting pictures and videos, and I'm included on that, right? Of them having a drink at the bar or whatever. It's like alcohol consumption started to be the flex. Buying bottles started to be the flex. And it really started getting to the point where people were equating that they were doing well by how much they were drinking. And that's a scary place to be in. Way before social media and the ghetto, it's a liquor store on every corner. That's true. That is true. That is absolutely true. But what I'm saying is, now you have a visual. Now you have a visual. Now it's everywhere in your face. Now it's how people connect to each other. It's how people are connecting, how people are socializing with each other. So it could get, we have to really, reel it back a little bit. It's how people are flexing on each other. It's odd. And I'm not talking about it as if I'm removed from this experience, But we have to get it together because there are people that are young. Not to say that alcoholism is an old man or old person's disease, but there's a lot of young people who are addicted to alcohol now. And the thing about when you're addicted to things that are acceptable, so for example, cigarettes, alcohol, those types of things, it's a harder habit to break. Not to say being addicted to heroin is not a hard habit. I'm not saying that. But when you talk about addiction, and it's something that people are, it's not like you're going to be hanging out at your friend's house and then somebody's going to just start doing heroin. That's not normal to see. You know what I mean? That's not socially acceptable. But it's socially acceptable to see somebody drinking and back to back, taking shots, back to back. It's more socially acceptable. So these are habits that are sometimes harder to break because it's easier to do in front of everybody. It's easier to do in social settings. It's easier to go outside and smoke a cigarette because it's okay. You could do those things. So it's harder to break because it's socially acceptable. If that makes sense to y'all. If I'm making sense. Make sure y'all like the live. The young people, I got my degree in public health. We talked about this when we were talking about smoking cessation. I did an internship on smoking cessation, and that was one of the big reasons why it's so hard for people to stop smoking cigarettes. It's not, some people have their things that they look down on cigarette smokes, but it's socially acceptable. It's not something you got to go to the crack house to do. You could do it right here. You could do it right in your room. You could do it right, outside hanging out. The young people are addicted to way more worse things than that. Laughing but horrible. You definitely remember. Yes, there's a lot of things that people are addicted to, but I'm just saying that. A lot of people are addicted to, there's a rabbit hole. Pills is a big thing. All those things. It's a dark rabbit hole of things that people are addicted to. But I was just talking about specifically the things that are more socially acceptable. That can sometimes go under the radar. If you're popping pills, that can go under the radar because people might not know. You could do it in solitude. You could do it in private, but if you're shooting up and you're doing certain things, that's not socially acceptable. Popping pills is not really, I won't say that. I don't think, it shouldn't be socially acceptable, but a lot of people do. A lot of people abuse like Adderall and do those types of things. That's something that's a lot of people do. But like perks and stuff like that, I don't know. But I'm just saying that now we have to really start looking out for our people and being like, okay, it's getting a little crazy. You've been on a bender. You know what I mean? Like, people are not doing well. Look at all these young rappers and young people passing away because of, and I know we had the crack epidemic. I know we had all these things. Drugs have been in the community since, drugs has been around. I'm not saying that this is anything new, but I think that we have to just keep being mindful of these things, is what I'm saying. We don't want to become too desensitized to addictions and drug abuse and alcohol abuse. We don't want to get too desensitized. That's something that we need to keep like on alert. Like, no, this ain't right. That's just my thought on it. But R.I.P. to Irv Gotti, R.I.P. to him. And even though I'm not talking about him having addictions, I don't know if he had any addictions. I think that's what I was going to talk about was his Drinking Champs interview. And then I started thinking about drinking. And that's how I got there. I was going to talk about his Drinking Champs interview. But even with Drinking Champs, right? I think it was Big Sean came on there and he asked Noriega, he was like, do you drink like this every day? Like every time you have a podcast, do you be drinking like this? This is not healthy. You know? And it might have, I don't know how it came off to people, but it's a real life question. And when you are, if you're cognizant about what's going on in your body and your health, like you start looking at things a little differently. You know, or you've experienced somebody who is an addict, or you experience, you know, somebody not making it because they've been an addict. Look at how many of our musical icons that didn't make it to the age of 60. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's something that's what I'm saying. We have to pull it back with drug abuse being okay or being acceptable or being in drug and alcohol abuse. Like we have to shine light on it. People are literally losing their lives, and we can't get we've already got desensitized to sexual stuff. A lot of us are already desensitized to it. You know, seeing a half-naked woman, seeing certain things, seeing men say and do everything. I said that in that video that I just posted. We've already somewhat gotten desensitized to the sanctity of sexual relations. Like the access to porno is everywhere, which was not necessarily completely a thing, but now children are able to access it so much easier than back in the day, you know? So we don't want to be desensitized. People are losing their lives. They're losing their lives. We have to change the narrative or the social norms. I need a sweater. I'm getting cold. But yeah, we did lose a lot of people. And it's very odd that we're losing so many of our young people, our young rappers to OD, to ODing or violence or whatever. A lot of our young musical artists now, they're not making it past a certain age. People are having major heart attacks because of all of the consumption of the things that they have consumed over their lives. Major heart attacks at a young age. Their bodies are giving out. Like, we might want to start looking into that. But it's a multi-layered conversation. It's not just one thing, you know what I mean? It's not just one component of it. There's a lot going on. You know, a lot of people are struggling mentally. A lot of people are struggling mentally right now. So how long I've been on here? For 30 minutes. I don't know what kind of YouTube time. I don't know what the YouTube time is. YouTube time goes by quicker. 30 minutes, it must be dog years, because it's like, whoa. I don't feel like I've been on here for 30 minutes. You said I'm tired of seeing, look how many of our, oh, I'm bored of seeing twerking is something that I never thought I would say. Let me use my imagination. Twerking. You're tired of seeing twerking. I understand what you're saying, but sometimes the twerking isn't for you. That's the problem. I understand what you're saying, though. And sometimes it's like, all right. But women love to dance. We love to move our bodies. And I believe dancing, Legacy Dreams is laughing. I didn't mean it in that way, but for real, it's a release. You know, dancing is I'm shooting from one place today, but I'm looking at the chat on my on the big screen so I can really see. I don't have to be. I'm just streaming from YouTube today. I'm not on Twitch. I was on Twitch earlier if y'all want to check that out. I was on Twitch earlier. We were talking about age gap, relationships, and what else were we talking about today? I can't remember. We were talking about a couple of things, but we started talking about age gap, relationships. Hey Jay, how you doing? But make sure y'all check me out on Twitch, KingMo6_. Check me out, y'all. I'm good. I can't complain. But there are other dance moves besides twerking. Big back, the Rona Man. But people are doing other dances. People are doing so many different dances. Look at what's going on TikTok. People are doing so many different dances. But the thing is that twerking stands out. Twerking stands out because that ass is moving. Let's just be for real. You know what I mean? Like, people do a lot of nowadays, they're dancing. They're doing whole sets. They're doing whole sets nowadays. But twerking stands out because the body is moving in the way that you might enjoy or you may not enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, but people are dancing. People are doing all different types of dances. You know, what about the trip out thing that they're doing? The trip out. Oh, everybody's doing that. You know what I mean? Like, people are dancing, which I think is an amazing thing, and I'm always pro dance. I'm always pro dance. So that's probably, I love trip out. Exactly. Wait, what did you say? Listen, twerk as much as you want. I ain't get tired of watching. Look at Legacy. It's, you know, I believe that dance is a way to release trauma from your body, to release, you know, release pent up energy from your body. So I'm always pro dancing. And when you look back at certain tribes and you look at certain certain cultures, dancing is a thing. Moving your hips, moving your waist is a tribal, it's a cultural experience. It's not always seen as sexual. Now, when we get fast forward to 2025 in America and how we view things, we hypersexualize everything. But when you go to other cultures and you see them doing their cultural dances, they're moving their bodies, they're moving their behinds, they're moving. you know? And it's not always like viewed as in a overly sexual way. Now, maybe we're doing, maybe twerking is a very sexual experience, but I'm always for dancing. I'm always for dancing because when people are dancing, they're having a good time and they're enjoying each other and it's positive. You know what I mean? Like I always like, for example, at my school, I always put on music. I always had music going in my room because the kids will be in there dancing. Sometimes, I have a concentrated amount of Latina and Hispanic students. I be playing I play Spanish music in there. They be dancing, doing the bachata, doing all that stuff in their room. And you know what? When they're in there dancing, that means they're not in there gossiping, bullying each other, right? They are interacting with each other in a positive manner. That's why I always play music in my room, because music is supposed to bring people together. It's supposed to make you want to move, dance, whatever. If you can or if you can't, get up, shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me. There's so many other things. Now I understand it could get a little crazy, but that's the least of my worries sometimes. I was impressed when I saw a sister twerking in roller skates. Now that was impressive. That's impressive. That's impressive. That's what we call a multitasker. She can really multitask. That ain't easy. Her coordination is top tier. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it. Legacy. You like to move it. Oh, that was a song. That used to be the song. Hey, Miss Universe. But I don't know. I understand what people are saying. I think that music has become a little bit more vulgar. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. You know what? I won't say that music has became more vulgar. The variety of music has it's the point of having variety. We need more variety, and what the music industry is giving us is not a variety. I'm not saying that it isn't out there, because we know that there are people who make music that's not all about sex and drugs and all that stuff, but they're not being promoted. So the music industry is not giving us a good variety of music. And we need variety again. We need to see other female rappers doing other things and talking about other things. It's important. Do you go to the club regularly? No. I don't club at all. I don't club like that anymore. But I took a year off from doing, like, I haven't really been doing all that stuff. If I go out, it'd probably be to like a bar, a lounge or something like that. A day party. Day parties. I'll do day parties because you know what? You get home and you can get in bed. You done had a good day. You done party, twerked a little bit, and now you're home. And it's not 3 o'clock in the morning. And I can get up and do what? Go to the gym, still do the things that I need to do. I love me a good day party, honey. That's right up my alley. I'll sign up for that. Like, ooh, it's in the day. Okay. That's fine by me. But no, I don't go to the club. I don't know when was the last time I went to the club. I don't know when's the last time I went to the club. But I'm all for dancing. I'm all for it. there's more things that we could be focused on. But I understand that there's a desensitized issue. And I think that we need to get that in shape. Um, we need to address the desensitization of all the things that are going on, because I think that this is where I get a little bit of, I won't say this is a conspiracy, but this is just how I feel. Because we have gotten so comfortable with hypersexualization in the media, it leaves room for people to be pedophiles. It opens up the door for pedophilia, in my opinion, which I'm never for, because I work with kids, so I'm like mama bear when it comes to stuff like that. But I think that with the hypersexualization of media, that it opens room for pedophilia. It's exposing kids to stuff just too early. Too much. Even me, sometimes I don't want to see all that on the screen. I don't want to see all of that unless I'm looking for it. Why is that all in my, like, this is a bit much. Hello? There goes my breakfast. It done ruined my breakfast. I'm seeing too much on the screen. I'm just trying to watch a movie, and now I'm seeing all of this, and it's crazy, Like, that's something you should have to look for. It should be different. It shouldn't be all up on the screen. But but then I also believe that we hypersexualize so many things that it doesn't leave room for people to embrace themselves, to embrace their sensuality, to embrace their bodies, to hug a person. Everything is hypersexual. I think it was one lady I saw this video. I think, don't quote me, I think she's from Ethiopia or I think it was Ethiopia. And she's talking about how the men in Ethiopia, don't quote me, it was somewhere in East Africa she's from, and now the men in East Africa hold hands. It's normal to see men holding hands and hugging each other and embracing each other. Oh, wait, was this Ruby Rose? It was Ruby Rose. I'm saying a lady. It was Ruby Rose. What is Ruby Rose? Where's she from? Wherever Ruby Rose is from. She was saying that the men in her culture, they hug each other. They they might kiss each other on the cheek. They hold hands. It's nothing crazy to see. Because it's not, no, don't call her Hoville. Don't say Hoville. We don't do that on this channel, honey. We don't do that on this channel. We're not going to talk about a young lady like that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. She was saying, back to what she was saying, that actually was advocating for men, mind you, the men that call her a hoe. Let's sidebar that, right? She was saying that in her country they do that, and nothing is looked at as a sexual thing. Nothing is looked at as, oh, he's gay, he's this, he's sassy, blah blah. But in the States, a man can't hug, or they can't hang out, or you would never see men holding each other's hands, like showing that kind of affection to each other, without being called sassy or gay or whatever, or being viewed in a hypersexual way. Right? And so it just goes to show you, something about our culture, as well as that we hypersexualize everything. We sexualize everything. Everything does not have to be sexual. And we make things perverted. We make things perverse. So it's a mindset. It's something that as a culture we have to work on, because when you go to other cultures, You're not a man. I'm not a man. That was a terrible joke. Oh, you're not a man? You're a woman? Making that joke? Legacy! Girl! Lord. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later, girl. We'll talk about it later. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But anyways, what we were saying is I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? Yes, sorry. Girl, we got to stick together. We can't be calling each other hoes. And then we found out that sometimes her relationships that she's having with some of these guys are for PR. Like the thing that came out with Drewski, she was dating him. They hook each other up. They do that type of stuff for PR. So we don't know what's true, when it comes to this stuff and the image that they put out versus what they're actually doing behind closed doors. Because she seems like a very low-key person. She seems like very low-key. He said she was too expensive. Well, that was the arrangement. Men holding hands, yes. And so now it's like we hypersexualize everything in the States. Everything is just hyper. It's perverted. It doesn't leave room for people to be expressive, to embrace their bodies, to show up affection, to know intimacy. Hey Ty. To show affection in other ways, to get to know what intimacy looks like outside of the bedroom. You know what I mean? It opens room for teenage pregnancy, higher teenage pregnancy. It opens room for pedophilia. Make sure y'all like the live. I know it's only 4 of y'all in here, but make sure y'all like the live. If you haven't liked the live, I appreciate it. Ruby is Ethiopian. Also, she's a bright young lady with a good head on her shoulders. She did. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Because we don't know. A lot of times, the image that some of these rappers, the female rappers, have versus what they actually are is two different things. So, I don't want to call no woman out hot. Not when it's also it also prevents important things from being talked about. Absolutely. It stops conversations. Absolutely. I just think that we have to, as a culture, figure out what's the perversion in our minds. Why do we immediately go to hypersexualizing everything? And, a part of me feels like that might be, a little bit of how America was, I won't say started, but stolen. And the things that was going on and the intentions of how it was built, and the things that was going on in a lot of the different communities. There was a lot of perversion going on. So that's passed down, in my opinion. Check out her interview with Joe Budden. I watched it, Antonio. Joe, I love me some Joe Budden. I love me some Joe Budden. Sometimes he just be saying the craziest things. But I do watch Joe Budden's podcast. I don't watch it all the time, but I do watch it. I didn't like how the last bit I saw a little bit was when he was kind of being shady to Mel, talking about ageism, talking about women getting older. He was giving me a little bit of vibes that I didn't really appreciate. But she got him together real quick, honey. She got him together. She had her own. I'm like, yes, get them together. Because what? They don't let women get older. You know what I mean? And then they also don't believe that pretty women have to work for things. people really believe that pretty women don't have to work for things, that doors just open, that things just are like pretty privilege. Like, okay, we understand pretty privilege. You might become a model. You might become a model because you're beautiful. You might be discovered in that way. You might become an actress, whatever. You might become a rapper. But when you get when you are dealing with being an attractive woman, sometimes it works against you. People don't think you're smart. People don't think that you have the skill sets. People think that you didn't work for anything. They think you laid on your back for everything. They think you laid on your back. You have people in higher spaces that don't want to give you opportunities out of pure jealousy. You have men that don't want, you have women that don't want to help you with opportunities or try to block you out of pure jealousy. You have men that who will blackball you. We won't talk about who did that to a person who just passed away, that will try to blackball you because you won't do as they say, or you won't give them none, or you deny their advances. So she was like, put some respect on my name. And I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah. Put some respect on her name. She came up during a time that was wild. Obviously, we're starting to see what's going on in Hollywood. She came up through a time where it was crazy. She put video vixens on the map, and she's been doing her thing. They put black men's phalluses in jars. Yeah, they definitely did. Oh yeah, they've done all types of stuff. They've done all types of stuff in to male. Oh, I can't remember the book I read. I can't remember that book's name that I read when it talked about what they used to do, the kind of test they used to run on men, on black men, back in the day. Melissa Ford. I was talking about Melissa Ford, Ty. I can't remember the movie. I mean, not the movie, the book I wrote, or was it like a academic article? I did research on it where they was talking about the things that they used to do to black men. They did it to black women too. They mutilated us. People back in the day, they mutilated us. They were fascinated, right, with our bodies to the point of they would mutilate us. They would cut things. They would do all types of stuff to us because they would sit there and force us to perform, sexual acts with each other, to study us. They would do horrible things. That's why I said, when you're talking about the land of the U.S., perversion is in the soil of the U.S., and we have to really reprogram our minds to not be so perverse and to look at things in such a hypersexual way, because there's been very perverse things that has happened in history in our country. And I think that that's why we have such a hard time with not hypersexualizing. And then also that stuff is passed down, in my opinion. This is how I feel. Things are passed down. So then you have, they say, I think the statistics is 1 in 3 women are SA'd. And when you think about this now, and I was thinking about this the other day, 1 in 3 women are SA'd. And one of the ways that people deal with being SA'd is hypersexuality, promiscuity. So when we're looking at women and we're like, you're a hoe, you're a this, you're a that, we're not thinking about that 1 in 3. when we look at men and we see that a lot of black men, right, or a lot of men, or I'll say black men because this is what I, this is my community. When we look at black men and we see that a lot of times they don't know what they offer outside of money in their phallus. And then you look back at how they were treated and how they were treated and how they were studied and mutilated. You would understand that some of that stuff is generationally passed down. What conspiracy theories do you believe? Why, Antonio? Why you ask me that? Yeah, I don't think about the essay part. Yeah, and that's a huge thing. That's a huge part. If 1 in 3 women are essayed, and then you're saying that women are hypersexual, they're aggressive, or you see all these women on the screen talk about how good their poom poom is and all this stuff, that is a part of it, promiscuity. And so when we're talking about promiscuity in our community, we need to be talking also about great culture that has been around for so long, and how that has affected our culture, and how it has made promiscuity rampant in our culture. And it's with boys too. I think I remember, and I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the fan of Oprah. I'm not gonna put that online, but I'm not the biggest fan of Oprah. But I did see a segment that she had, and I think it was Tyler Perry that was on there too, and it was like over 200 black men and boys who had been essayed to some capacity. It was like a segment. Go look it up. And we don't think about that either. When we think about SA, a lot of time we think about our girls because it's 1 in 3, you know what I mean? But we also have to think about our young boys. I be thinking they just be creating soul ties. That's religion. Well, that's not religion. That's more spirituality. Well, no, that's religion. I'll say that's religion. But yeah, that's what people are meant to say, right? So and that's how religion has shamed victims. And I don't go against speaking on religion and stuff, but that's how a lot of people have walked away from religion in general. Because instead of dealing with the great culture, they shame the victim. And that's entirely that's crazy. So, it's easy to blame people. It's easy to say, nowadays women are shaking that ass and men are doing this and men are doing that. We do need to get a hold of it. It's not an excuse. But there's reasons for things, and we have to go back to find out how did we get to this point. 2025, the reason why we are in 2025 and we are experiencing the things that we're experiencing, the reason why the black and brown community is in the community in the state that is because a series of events that have happened and transpired to get to this point. This is a result. This is a result of something. And so you have to go back to see what happened in order for this to be the result of our community, in order to begin rehabilitation. If a dude get SA, more than likely he's taking that to the grave. Just gotta dust that off. Some do, some don't. Some do, some don't. And sometimes I'm not only saying essay by a man, I'm also saying essay by a woman, you know? And then there's also kid on kid sexual, like, essay. There's kid on kid essay that people don't really talk about either, where kids are exploring themselves and it gets a little too out of hand. There's that component too. So sometimes, you have kid on kid essay. It's not always an adult and a child. Sometimes it is kid on kid. And so that's why it's very important to teach kids what's good touch, what's bad touch, the no-no square, the no-no spots, you know what I mean? Those types of things. You have to teach your children those things. It's very important. But in some communities, they shame any kind of conversations for cultural reasons, for religious reasons, and then they're sending their child out without the protection of knowledge. And the best way to protect, I'm not a parent, but one of the strongest ways to protect your child is through knowledge, by teaching them, by preparing them for the things that they know, in order so when they go out, they will have something up here to reference. And that could just be as simple as I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. That could just be them affirming themselves. Peep how many teachers are getting caught having inappropriate relations with teenage boys. Exactly, Antonio. Exactly. Now that I would never understand. I would never understand why you would want a teenage boy. That is perversion. That is craziness in your mind. But you know what the problem is, and what people don't see as well? Sometimes the abuse. Sometimes somebody's been abused and it messes with their relationship with intimacy. And now they have a perverse way of thinking. Now they have a perverse attraction to something that is not appropriate. And so then they go out and they've been preyed upon and victimized, and then they victimize somebody else, not because they are like this terrible person, but because they have been victimized and their mind has been like, now you have to do a lot of rehabilitation to get their minds back. And some people just never do. Once you ruin a certain person, sometimes it's hard to get that out of them. They will always find that is the attraction that they're attracted to. And you have to protect them from themselves and other people. I explored bodies when I was a kid, but I didn't see it as essay. I liked it, but I was super young. That's a dangerous line, because how you see it and how somebody else seen it, maybe the other person seen it, could be two different things. And that's why it's important for people to be around and teach and educate their kids. I feel like a college course on Zoom call with Professor Mo. I feel like feels like a college course on Zoom call with Professor Mo. I know, I feel like I'm being very tonight. I think it's just because my energy is not all the way up, y'all, because it's late, and I told you my sinuses are I have like a floating headache. I've been having a floating headache for like the past week or so. My sinuses have been up, so my energy has not been high. It hasn't been like, I need to get back in the game. But yeah, it feels different than TT. I'm so happy to be off of TT right now. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Oh, whoever that is, that's all in my comments. I already know who it is. It's Nelly. But I'm just like, I'm sorry. I can't deal with it. I take medicine or whatever, but by this time it wears off. I just don't feel like dealing with that. But I'm pushing through because you're not gonna push me off my platform. Some weirdo. But I just am like, I'm just gonna ignore, because it seems like he wants attention, so I'm just gonna ignore him. I'm like, this person must not have a job. But I've taken medicine. I don't take too much medicine. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not like a big medicine person unless it's necessary. I'm more like a herbal teas and natural remedies kind of girl. I don't take a lot of medicine unless I have to. Ooh, sorry. Like, I don't think I've taken anything for my headaches. I just let them ride out. Or you just allow your body to relax. You gotta sleep. You gotta let your body relax. Sometimes I do a cold press on my face, or I'll go in the shower, let the steam hit my face, and I will, massage my sinus points. I massage my sinus points in my face. Where your mods be at? They just don't block him every time he comes. I don't know what happened to my mods. My mods don't be coming in like that. Marco was one of my main mods. He's been, I don't know what he's been doing. He hasn't been doing his job. I'm gonna have to get somebody else. What time do you work out? It depends on the day. Oof. Y'all heard that? Lord. But if you keep blocking, it doesn't matter if you block him. I've blocked that account probably 100 times. And he just keeps making new accounts. So now I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to block him anymore. I'm going to let him rock out. I'm going to let him do what he wants to do. Because there's no point in me keep blocking him if he's going to continue to make new accounts. He just randomly made a new account and went back online and was commenting on one of my pictures. And it's always sexually explicit things. It's always like crazy sexually explicit things. Like, he's like, you hoe. You ain't worth nothing but a dime. You ain't. I'm like, oh my God. I thought about hitting the gym tonight, but I got nachos instead. Ty. I'm not saying nothing else to you. When you are ready to get yourself together, I will help with the encouragement. But you got to be ready. How old are you, Ty? I forgot. Don't have nothing else to do, nothing better to do than to be harassing me. I'm like, sir, I'm a woman. What are you in the comments going ham for? And everybody just swears it's like one of my exes. I'm like, no, it's nobody that I know. How old are you, Ty? I forgot. I'm not going to encourage you anymore. No. You're 31. You're playing games. Because when 30 hits, that's when that metabolism gets crazy. It starts going like this. 30, that metabolism gets real. Yeah, everybody was like ready for me to be like, it's my ex. Like, no, I don't have drama like that in my life. Please. Ain't nobody on my timeline talking crazy to me like that. That has been with me. No, never a day in life. Please. That is a random weirdo. Not everybody's like, is that an ex? I'm like, who do you think I am? Not anybody that I know. But 31, you're playing games, Ty, and I'm not going to encourage you any longer. When you're ready, you'll do it. You'll start getting to it. But you got to be sick of it. You got to be sick of how you feel. Me, I got into the gym. It wasn't because I was outrageous. It's because I felt I didn't feel like I was mobile like I wanted to be. I didn't feel like I could move like I wanted to. I felt sluggish. I felt uncomfortable in my clothes. I felt uncomfortable in my skin. Just go ahead. Get completely stripped down all the way to your birthday suit and just look at yourself in the mirror, and then just keep looking at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I need to get it together. That's what I did. I don't know if that sounds like shaming or whatever, but you have to be you have to be realistic. And also for me, when I have too much weight on my body, it hurts my knees, and I don't like that. So I don't like to walk around feeling like my knees is messed up and all this stuff. So I have to keep a certain level of weight off my body, or my knees will start to hurt. It was good nachos who slid by McDonald's for the Sprite. You can fry fish with that Sprite. You can fry fish with that Sprite. Ty? I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Don't come up in here talking about that. Don't come in here talking like that. Get it? And it's one day at a time. It's one day at a time. It's little decisions. You don't have to change everything right away. It took me a long time. It took me years to get to the point where my palate changed. It took me years for the point where I started to crave things that were good for me. That took time. Especially when you are an emotional eater. When you eat to get that dose of endorphins that you need. You can get the same endorphins if you go to the gym. I'm not playing with you. I've been there, done that. So that's why I said when you're ready, we can chat and I got you. I'll motivate you. I'll be a cheerleader. I'll be a cheerleader. I've been eating clean, but it's going down Sunday night. There you go. That's fine. And it's all about moderation. It's all about moderation. You know what I mean? Like, you can still eat the things that you want to eat, but it's in moderation. You know? It is. It is. Oh, sorry. But I love you, Ty. I'm not disappointed. I just know when you're ready, you will do what you got to do. You need some cheerleading now? I told you what to do. I did. That's what I did. I got in that mirror. I stripped down to my birthday suit and I took a good look at myself and I said, okay, I don't know who this woman is. I had started getting so big. I was like, I don't know who that is. I was like, do y'all know who that is in the mirror? Sometimes we don't look at ourselves. The first thing you gotta do is look at yourself. Look at what you want, what you feel like, okay, or be connected to your body. How are you feeling? How is your breathing? How are you able to move? Are you able to move? How do you feel in your clothes? Do you feel stuffed? Do you feel relaxed? You know, do you feel like everything is like, oh man, everything is just, you feel so constricted? Do you feel like you have to be tugging on everything? Like, oh God, you know, do you feel like that? Do you feel comfortable? I like to feel comfortable, you know? So it's like, it's what you're comfortable with. And then you can work on, when you make that decision, you have to work on and start. We could talk about your, you know, the relationship with food, because that's a huge one. I think that's the biggest thing is your relationship, not you specifically, but in general. Your relationship with food is and how it connects to you emotionally. Some people starve themselves. You know, you have the other spectrum where people starve themselves. So you have to look at your emotional connection to food. What kind of emotional connection do you have to that? How much weight did you lose? You know, I stopped weighing myself, but I've probably lost like 35 pounds, 35, around that. I ain't felt comfortable in 10 years. And you're 31. You know what I mean? Like you still young. You still got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that can be done. You still a baby. You know, and you want to be able to enjoy that youth. And sometimes, you know, the older you get, when you have all these ailments and that's like that's preventative care. Taking care of your body, eating right, working out is preventative care for onset of bigger issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. That stuff starts to build up, plaque in your arteries, losing limbs, not being able to walk. Skin disorders. Libido. You know what I mean? Those all of that stuff is affected. It can be done. Got to take a lot of self-motivation and self-love. It does. Yes. Cardiovascular issues. Yeah, brain function too. Yep. This chat slow. You see stuff late. Yeah, I'm seeing it late. I just said that. Something's going on where I'm seeing the chat. I'm seeing it later than you guys. I gotta figure that out. I had knee problems until I stopped eating bread, wheat. Yeah. You got to listen to your body. Everybody's body's different too. You know what I mean? And with men, I feel like all y'all got to do is just start working out. All you guys got to do is just tweak a couple of things, and you will lose the weight. Because you guys don't have some of the issues that women have. Women naturally hold more fat because we bear children. There's a certain amount of fat that we have, that we carry naturally. Not all, but that we technically carry more of because we carry children. If we have certain things, it can mess with our menstrual cycle. Like, we have hormonal imbalances because of our cycle. We have all these things that work against us. Men, y'all have the testosterone. Y'all just get in the gym and just start shaking. Y'all just do a little something. Might stay away from the sodas or whatever it is. Boom. Losing weight. Quick. And us women, we hate y'all for that. We hate y'all. We got to work extra hard. I think I got a woman's... You don't. You're a man. You don't have a woman's metabolism. You have to work on... How we've talked, Ty, it's your relationship with food. Your relationship with food, and maybe just some self-love stuff. But your relationship with food. You gotta hype yourself up. You that nigga. You gotta hype yourself up. You that nigga. And you want to feel like that nigga. You feel me? So, yeah. Get in there. You're an Aries. Get your ass in that gym. Aries is supposed to be... Aries, what? You're an Aries. Aren't you an Aries? Y'all are ruled by Mars. Action. Step into your season, brother. No, it hasn't been better to you. No, it hasn't. If you haven't felt good in 10 years, it has not been good to you. That's psychological. Stop making this. Just go. That's why I told you, just start off simple. Just go there and get on the treadmill and just walk. Just walk on the treadmill. Just start there. You don't have to go into the gym and try to do all this fancy stuff or do all these crazy exercise. Just get on there. You know how many people I see that just get into the gym and they just be walking on that treadmill? Men, women. Men be on the treadmill. Walking, sweating. Put something on your phone and just rock out. Put some music on, whatever you want to listen to, whatever that will clear your mind and distract your mind, and get on the treadmill and just start getting your steps in. And you can worry about, and then you can slowly start incorporating like strength training. But you got to get over that, some people don't even like going to the gym because they feel like, they have like this little thing about the gym. Just go in there and get on the treadmill. Go on the treadmill that's closest to the corner to yourself if you don't want to be around people, and get it in. I mean, I want you to be drenched in sweat. That's what I just said to you. You have to work on your relationship with food. It sounds like you're eating your feelings. Like, whatever you're going through, you have to acknowledge, whatever that is, whatever you're feeling about yourself. I'm not going to put your business out here like that, but there's something that you're feeling on the inside that you're eating. That could be anything. That could be self-esteem. That could be a feeling of inadequacy. That could be anxiety. It could be an anxiety. You know what I mean? It could be anything. I don't know. I'm not going to put your business out there, but that's a lot of things what people do. They eat their feelings. It doesn't matter what you do, just do something. I stay in shape doing no more than 3 pull-ups 3 times per week and a lot of bike riding. Yeah, it's definitely an internal thing. I get you, Ty. I used to be an emotional eater. And sometimes I go back to that. The other day I was at the grocery store at night, and I wanted a cupcake. But the bakery was closed. I was all around. I was like, that's a sign, God. Let me take my behind home. I wanted a cupcake. I was like, why do I want to go buy a single cupcake? I was going to go get me some cupcakes. But then I was like, ooh, I want a cupcake. But I didn't want to buy a whole big case because I can't bring that in my house. I cannot bring that in my house. Also, I don't know if you live alone, but stop buying certain things for the house and stop eating out so much. You don't know how to cook? You don't know how to cook your meals? You got to stop eating out so much, too. But you got to start reaffirming yourself. Ask God to help you with it. Ask God. Won't He do it? Ask Him to help you. I don't know what your prayer life is like. I know you be in a church, so I'm talking about it. But ask Him to help you. Ask Him to deliver you from it. You can't cook for real? Lord Jesus. Me either, honey. So don't worry about it. But ask God to help you with it. Ask Him. But first you got to figure out, what the heck are you eating? What are you feeling? You got to feel it and you got to acknowledge it so you can move on. Because right now you're still young. You can get that you could get it off of you. You can get all that stuff off of you. And let me tell you something. Once you do that, ooh, child, wait till you start dating and you feeling yourself. You done lost a little something, and you feeling yourself a little bit. It's a whole different experience. It's a whole different experience. Shall we is. And you might just start approaching women. You might be the one to be like, yo, what's good? Yeah, because I know you say you don't be approaching women like that. You might be the one. You might start shooting your shot. But ask Him. Ask Him to help you with it. It's an addiction. Trust me, I've prayed a lot of times for it too. So you got it. And it's passed down too, you know what I mean? It's passed down from family member from family to family. You know, we get around each other, and that's how we socialize, is through food. I grew up watching my cousins big each other up to go get 4 or 5 burgers at at the cookouts. You know what I mean? They used to get hyped over the banana pudding. I mean, they were used to hype each other up like they was going to play a basketball game. I'm like, yo, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Exactly, you know, and that's why you gotta feel because, and that's why you gotta feel right in your skin. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, and that's when I said that I knew I needed to get myself together because I just wasn't like, I wasn't in my bag. You gotta be in your bag, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you have to be skinny. I'm not saying you have to have a six pack, you know, because I'm a thick girl. But you got to be able to feel yourself, feel your energy, you know, and it will help. It will help. I promise you it will. But you got to really want it. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to feel sorry for yourself. You do not have a metabolism like a woman. You got to get up and do it. And ask God to help you with the cravings. You can get it. You can get it with that belly out the way. Here you go, Antonio. We ain't gonna say all of that. We ain't gonna do all of that. Women will go out their way. That's true too. But women will go out their way because it's the women that you know, there's all different types of. We like all different types of men. So we never said it. That was his issue. Women, hold on. Let's put a little respect on Ty's name. He all right in the woman department, y'all. Don't say that. That's not what I was saying. He got it. Put a little respect on his name. But yeah, there's YouTube too. Okay. He said, wait a minute now. Don't get twisted. I know that's right. Oh, I gotta go, y'all. It's 11:24. I'm tripping. Like, I don't got work in the morning. And I don't have nothing prepared for lunch. I don't have no lunch made. I have not been wanting to, I haven't been wanting to cook. I haven't been wanting to cook. He said, don't get twisted, young blood. I gets to it. Okay? Let them know, Ty. I never said you didn't. That's what I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I never said that. I never said that, honey. Shoot. He said, wait a minute, young blood. Good night, y'all. Muscles are like what big breasts are or big butt is to men. Women don't care about muscles as much as people think. So, I mean, we like you to, you know. No, actually, there's all different types. There's some women that like husky guys. There's some women that like, just like with men. There's some men that like BBWs. There's some men that like skinny girls. There's some men like there's an audience for everybody. Me, I don't think it's about muscles per se. I mean, you would want somebody that's taking care of themselves, but when I think about when you say muscles, I'm automatically thinking like a bodybuilder. Like women don't go off the. No, I'm not saying anything about bodybuilders, but like that's not what we be looking for. Nice physique, yeah, but I don't know. Anyways, shout out to everybody. Get yourself together. Pray on it. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm just rambling now because I don't want to say anything crazy. Ooh. All right, y'all. It was a pleasure talking to y'all. Thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. I will talk to you guys probably in the AM. I got one muscle. Glory to God. Thank you, Ty. I need all the blessings I could get. Ty is wild now. But all right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Good night. We done with this conversation, y'all. Everybody has a preference. Some people like their men's a certain way, and some people like their men's another certain way. We just gonna keep it at that. But we need what we are promoting is to be healthy in mind, body, and soul. All right. So good night, y'all. My nose is all red. Nice talking to you, Mr. Universe. Even though, no, don't miss me. Don't miss me. You're in, no. I don't want to kiss faces. You're in extreme timeout. You're in extreme timeout at this moment. All right. Good night, Ty. Good night, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. If you see this after this is done, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other content. Look at my shorts. I'm always posting shorts. If you don't see a video from me, you most likely will see me post something in my shorts tab. So make sure you check those out and stay updated on that. Check me out on YouTube, on TikTok, and also on Twitch. I appreciate all the love and support. And good night. Good night, good night, good night.